what you're doing. So, all right. So the last one that we're going to cover today is obesity. All right. So I don't really have any notes on the obesity. I can't read what I have anyway because it's so small.
What they are referencing in this particular set of studies is the difference between people who use the ketogenic diet for their obesity versus people who used a calorie-restricted diet.
Yes.
So it shows that a very low-carb ketogenic diet can be more effective for most people than a calorie-restricted low-carb diet. And so the first study was a 24-week study, and this was in men who followed a ketogenic diet lost twice as much fat as men who ate a low-fat diet. And so we're talking fat. These people lost not just weight, but they lost fat.
And we said a low-fat diet, not a low-carb diet, because actually you misspoke earlier.
I'm sorry.
So
low-carb, not low-fat. We don't want low-fat. We want the opposite of low-fat.
Right. So so people on a ketogenic diet did twice as good as people on a low-fat diet.
Right, or low calorie, yes. Calorie restricted is the words that they're using.
Yes.
So, and it said in addition to that, their triglycerides dropped significantly and their HDL, their good cholesterol, increased. So part of that is not just practicing ketogenic diet, but overall weight loss can help those things as well. For some reason, your body reacts very well when you lose a significant amount of weight as far as your numbers getting better. So.
Right, and one of the things I noted here is that it says the ketogenic diet's ability to reduce hunger is one of the reasons why they work so well for weight loss.
Right.
It's because people aren't hungry.
Right.
And so
because they're allowed to eat more. I wouldn't say as much as they want, because I mean you can still run into trouble if you're like nonstop eating even on the ketogenic diet. But
believe me, I know that.
as opposed to calorie restriction, where you're only given a certain allotment every day and you have to stay within that. The ketogenic diet allows you more freedom in the ability to eat more satiating foods and not have to stay necessarily within a calorie budget. So it can be a little bit easier to stick to, like CJ said, because you're not as hungry.
Yeah.
So.
And I think people who do keto and actually, I've met people who do keto and then they stop, they get off of keto completely. I know one person that I can think of who she told me she lost about 150 pounds off of keto, doing keto, and I don't think she's really practicing keto all that strictly right now. But I do remember talking to her about I guess kind of the difference. So when she was doing keto, she wasn't as hungry as she is now, and her kind of gone back to the SAD diet. And I think she's flipping back and forth between the two. I'm not saying that's what you need to do, but I'm just saying that there is a distinct difference, because we've talked about how come we've been able to stay on keto.
I would never want to go back to being hungry all the time.
Yeah,
that would be really miserable. To me.
And I can't say that it's different. It's not like
it is.
It's not like a regular diet where you feel like you're deprived.
I talked to Becca about that, my sister. We were talking about that just like a week ago, and how 10 years ago we had practiced calorie restriction together, because I was living with her at the time, and we would go and get like Smart Ones or Michelinas or whatever, because they were a certain amount of calories.
Sure.
And so you would eat that, and it was almost like eating a Jenny Craig or whatever, because this was your allotment of your serving size and your calorie size.